Friday.
Yes.
It's Friday, Nick.
It is. All day long.
Good morning and welcome to Our Morning Take. My name is Frank Johnson.
And I'm Nick Seaman.
And it is Friday. And that's all we're going to say. We've been with a guy named Tim Goetz all week long. We've been without Abraham Lawrence. We miss you, Abe.
Yes.
Don't do this to me anymore.
I'm kind of bummed that he's not here. Like,
I'm very bummed that he's not here. Because I'm sure there were some things he would have loved to ask you. There might have been some things you'd have wanted to ask Abe.
yeah. I'm not even going to get into that, though.
Well, listen, we're
Zing!
before we get out of here today, before this thing, I haven't even started the timer, so now we got an extra 30 seconds or so.
Bonus.
Bonus round. Before we get out of here, though, I want to make sure that I invite you back because, this has been too short, and I'd love for you to come back and do some commentary for us on some of these stories we have. I'm sure you've got some opinions, too.
I would love to. Like I was saying before, I've really been listening the last 2-3 weeks, and I've really been digging it.
So we're definitely going to have you back, and Abe will be back then, and we'll talk about some more stuff. But you have a YouTube page. You just put in, if you go on YouTube and you just search Tim Goetz, Goates, you will see he'll pop right up. It looks like a photography page. I think that's mostly what your YouTube page has been about.
Yeah, I've had it for like 10 years, and I've basically used it mostly just for hosting the photography films that I create, the films that I create for the seniors. It's just I've used it as a hosting where I host the videos. But I recently I've just posted my first vlog, and that's something new that I'm starting.
Right at the end of July, you actually started this vlog. So I watched it.
Yeah.
And I liked it, but I'm anxious to see a real one because this is all just showing you how the vlog's going to work.
That was an intro.
How I'm going to tell the story and what I'm going to tell you about. And I'm just like, now I want to see one.
There you go.
So I thought you were going to do a daily like we do.
Well,
but you got way too much into this thing. It probably takes a week to put it together, don't it?
Yeah, that's because video creation is I'm sure you probably know, video creation is if you're a tech person, it's not easy. So it takes.
You'll have to watch his vlog sometime, and because you probably really can appreciate how he put this whole little thing together. It's really pretty cool, though. Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
So it'll take. It's something that will take longer to put together.
So when are we going to hear the first story?
Hopefully, hopefully by next week.
Okay, so it's August 18th.
This week, yeah.
Today is Friday, August 18th. It's episode 160.
Oh, well, by the time the podcasters, it'll be out.
August 18th, it'll definitely be on there.
Yeah, the next one.
So you can go on Tim Goetz and look for him on the YouTube page, and you can see his vlog. And I think it's fantastic, and I really appreciate you coming on, and I hope that you get listeners from us and vice versa.
Yes.
How many friends do you have on Facebook? 1,000? Well over 1,000.
A couple thousand.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So, when he shares something of ours on there, I feel like I'm in Stephen Furtick's camp or something.
Oh, stop it.
How many Facebook friends he has?
I don't know.
500,000?
I don't know. He's got people that run that stuff for him, though.
You and I were talking about, the ups and downs. You're like, well, I guess everybody, not Stephen Furtick. He just went from here to there, and he's it's still soaring. Yeah. I mean, my goodness, how do you do that?
No idea.
Well, we would be there, right?
Exactly. I don't know. I've got different opinions about all that now.
Oh, so you feel differently?
Well, I don't.
Can I ask you about it then?
Well,
do you want to share?
We can do that on another podcast.
Okay, so you wanted to share with everybody something today, though. It was something you left them with yesterday, and they had to come back today and hear what?
Yes, and it's a part of my story.
Okay, good.
As far as being hurt, like I said yesterday, I was hurt from my denomination, my leadership, and through the course of within a year of being back in my home church, God had completely healed me to the point to where, and it wasn't like it's something that just happened. Like one day I went to the altar and boom, I'm healed. It was like one day I just woke up and was like, I'm not experiencing this pain anymore. Because before, whenever I would see something, it would be like the scab being ripped off, but it's not anymore. I'm like, I'm not, there's no bitterness. I don't feel. And it was to the point to where God started stirring up a desire within me to do ministry, do some kind of ministry, to be involved in some sort of leadership level in the church again. And so I sat with Pastor Cameron, pulled him aside, had lunch with him, and basically sat him down and said, hey, listen, we're here. I mean, I want to be involved in ministry again, so I'm here to serve you however you need help. And got to the point to where I wanted to get my license again, and so and
you did.
And I did, yeah. I was able to have it reinstated. Luckily, we did it soon enough where it hadn't lapsed long enough where I had to go through the whole classes and all that stuff again.
Oh my goodness! Somebody forgot to turn their phone off. All right.
But and so yeah, I was got my license reinstated, and so as of this past spring, I'm officially licensed and ordained again, and appointed as one of the ministers at my home church under Pastor Cameron.
I know, it's fantastic.
Pastor Cameron. So
awesome, phenomenal.
But one of the things that I wanted to share through all that was that I know church hurt is a real thing, and I know a lot of people who have experienced church hurt. I know people that have been church hurt 20 years ago, and they're still allowing that church hurt to keep them out of church.
Yeah, no, I know those same people. Yes.
They're like 20 years. Like, come on, like
let it go.
It's time. It's like, get over it already.
Yeah. Ruining your life.
So, yeah. So I know people who have allowed church hurt to keep them out of the life-giving fellowship of a fellowship.
A vibrant body.
Yeah, and let's face it, the church is not perfect. Because as soon as you find
hands and feet,
as soon as you find a perfect church, it's not going to be
hands and feet fellowship, y'all. You ought to come on down, and we have the perfect church.
And then once you
There's
come,
only 6 of us there, so we're all perfect.
And then once you come, it won't be perfect anymore because you'll be a part of it.
I know.
Yeah. It's just because
maybe you shouldn't come,
but
only if you're perfect. No, go ahead, Tim. You're absolutely right. There's no perfect.
Yeah, there's not, and because the church is full of people that are broken and sin and man gets in the way of things and
the flesh and our enemy.
But here's the thing, Jesus gave his life for the church.
Yeah,
Jesus loves the church. It is important that we are involved in the church.
Yeah,
and that's one thing that I've learned through all of that is that we can't allow church hurt to keep us out of the life-giving fellowship of church.
Amen. That's right.
Because like I said, there have been I know people who have carried hurt for 20 years. Mm-hmm. And it's like, come on, let's get over it. Let's move on.
Yeah. And
I'm not diminishing the hurt because there are some legitimate, serious hurts that have taken place in church. I get it. Like I said, I experienced it with my own denomination, my own leaders above me. I was hurt, but I didn't pull myself out of church. Even though I was hurt, I stayed connected. I got involved. It wasn't in Foursquare, but I was still involved in church. I was still connected with people. I still was involved in serving in some capacity, and through that, God brought me back to a place to where I could receive healing. And I know people who get church hurt and they just pull completely out and say, well, this is the way people are. This is the way God is. I'm just a bunch of hypocrites. And they just,
I mean, we see ministers every day. Ministers of the gospel have been preaching for 20 or 30 years, and then they just go, I don't believe any of this anymore. And they literally just walk away. I'm thinking of that guy at Bethel that wrote "Came to My Rescue." It's one of my favorite songs ever. He wrote this song. He says it's all hogwash. He don't believe any of that.
Crazy.
A lot of
God's not real. Yeah. I don't really believe that. How can you go from that to that? I don't get that.
It's mind-boggling.
I really can't. And that's where I believe in Hebrews. Nick, would you agree with me that that passage in Hebrews that says
6
they've tasted of the heavenly gift and then they've fallen away? We don't teach falling away. We don't teach necessarily losing salvation.
Right.
Although I've been talking to my pastor Ross a little bit, and he's having some different opinions. But I don't want to put words in his mouth either.
Yeah.
But we do know that there are definitely going to be people that do fall away.
Well,
it says before Jesus comes back, there's going to be a great falling
This is a
away.
great falling away.
And I believe we're seeing that. I believe
Yeah.
if not the beginning, maybe we're almost in the middle of it or whatever. Because it just seems like a lot of people that you felt like you could trust, you believed in, and whatever, and now they're just like, this is a bunch of hogwash. And they're all over TikTok. Like if you're on social media or whatever.
yeah.
John Piper's son, he's one of the biggest ones now.
John Piper?
Yeah.
John Piper's son is a non-believer?
Yeah, Abraham Piper. Yeah, he'll cuss on there and cuss out God and everything. Yeah, it's to the point where some people wonder if he's qualified to be a pastor. Like, well, his son's older. It's a different situation. But yeah, he's one of them.
You probably don't know John Piper. He's one of those Calvinists. Would you consider him a Calvinist? He leans towards the Calvinist persuasion.
Or Reformed, yeah, one of those.
Yeah, Reformed.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, whatever. All right, listen, that's the end of this week. We've had a good time here with Tim Goetz. He's going to come back and be a guest in the future. Tim Goetz on YouTube. He has his own YouTube page. Make sure that you check that out. He's a great photographer. You can find his phone number. Sign your kids up. I don't know how much I can plug you.
That's cool. I enjoyed it. Thanks for
I'll put a
having
link on
me.
our Facebook page. Thank you, Tim.
This has been awesome.